A robot in disguise.
In disguise. Got the con head ass.
Welcome everybody to episode 10 of Dots and Lines, the #1 podcast where the Wednesday Warriors meet the Weeaboos. I'm here with some dear friends to talk about a whole bunch of nerd shit. Please introduce yourselves.
That was cute. My name is me, Connell, your friendly neighborhood Renaissance man. I do all the things with all the stuff except for sing and dance because God had to nerf me somehow.
It's Mr. Sniffles. You said weekend, a Wednesday Warrior, and what else was it?
Weeaboos.
Okay. I'm not last one. A little bit into the Wednesday, a little bit here and there, but definitely more anime than comics.
And I am Grayson Red, a big old nerd and a bad bitch. Let's get started.
Facts.
Shout a little bit.
There's so many great comics that are coming out week by week. I think we're in an unprecedented time for really good material from Western comics. So we try to keep them as short as possible and talk about some impactful things. We are going to talk about Absolute Martian Manhunter. Then we're going to talk about Ultimate Black Panther. And then we're going to talk about Medieval Spawn, because why not?
And Free Comic Day is next Saturday. So
and you are not a Wednesday warrior. Free Comic Book Day is next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm both now. There's gotta be like an avatar name where
you are
we out here both now.
Switch hitter. You swing both ways, I guess.
Nah.
Y'all heard?
No.
Considering Kanye's new song, that's popular nowadays.
Yo, you're diabolical, Justin.
Let's talk about Absolute
Cousins. Let's talk about Cousins.
No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Absolute Martian Manhunter.
That is
not Absolute Martian Manhunter.
It is not.
Let's talk about Black Panther.
Nah.
Okay, Martian Manhunter.
Listen, a visual delight. Story's going great. I'm not going to take up all the airtime on this, but I will say this: spoilers. It's official. We've got white Martians, the most dangerous type of Martians. No racial.
Canon.
Just canon.
Remember what they said in the Pocahontas movie? Don't trust those white men over there.
Those white men are dangerous.
Yeah.
These white Martians are dangerous. In this book, we follow Detective Jones, and feels like he's skitzing out. He's not. He literally has an interdimensional being lodged in his brain, because an asshole that had that same interdimensional being lodged in his brain blew himself up because he couldn't take it anymore. Now he's trying to put the pieces together as to why other people are freaking out, and it follows a domestic terrorist who is killing a whole bunch of Syrians. This shit gets kind of heavy.
Boy,
there is no way to ease that in. That's what he's doing.
Just a terrorist in the first issue, blowing himself up was,
and then a terrorist in the second one.
Yeah, the second one is a mass shoot. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the rationale and the reason behind it perfectly ties up the thematic thing of the Martian Manhunter book, where just it's all in your head, whether it be mental illness or whether it be different aspects of what you're dealing with in life. And even when he was reading people's minds and it was going through this person is having a psychotic break.
Yeah.
It still speaks to those themes of mental health, even though it's draped up in this super pretty psychedelic comic book.
And it's very pretty.
Yeah.
This panel right here, it was meant to be for physical copies. You put it towards a light and you could see the other side of it. But it is visually stunning and good storytelling, with the whole smoke aspect of it, with the humans' thoughts, emotions. He was sniffing memories from homie mom and in one of the panels. This shit is crazy.
Yeah. It's really I think this book is just a triumph. It's just a triumph. It does so much right so often. I think I said that the first time I read this, and I still mean it. What's crazy? I was so caught up in the regular him trying to stop the terrorist thing that I forgot, this is a superhero book. And then when my White Martian showed up at the end, I was like, oh yeah, duh. Wait, what the fuck? There's still mad other things to go on right now.
Yeah. This book honestly reads like an indie comic book.
It does.
Yeah, like no like formal like all right, there is a thematic theme through it and there is like a formula for it, but the fact that it's just like we're just doing weird shit with the panels. There'll be no color and then there'll be a bunch of fucking colors and then no color and then maybe a little bit of color with a lot of color or a little bit, and it's doing this. Honestly might win whatever the comic book version of an Oscar is. That's what this book deserves.
Yeah, it does. It surely does. Those would be the Eisners, by the way. I should cover that this year.
Ooh, that could be nice.
Yeah.
We covered the anime awards, so did we ever?
I don't want to get on this too long, but I will say
we covered the Crunchyroll nominees. We can't.
Okay.
Cover it till the.
But when it comes to these awards for like literary stuff and like this art stuff, a lot of times it's the book that like maybe almost no one read, but it was very artistic. So they don't. Comic of the Year doesn't really go to DC books just because they relegate that. I hope that this gets a push because it is so different and so good.
Yeah. I honestly think it might, because I haven't seen anything like this outside of like in a mainstream book. I've never seen anything like this.
No.
Yeah. And there were 2 issues in, which is crazy.
This is insane. I believe it got pushed to 12 issues because the first one sold like fucking gangbusters.
Yeah, Absolute Universe was just like, fuck it, we ball. Throwing everything at the ball.
Unload the clip! Get another gun! Speaking of weaponry, go ahead. What's up?
I said the next comic they're pushing for the Unlimited or
Absolute
DC, is the Green Lantern one. I think I'll be able to read that next.
Oh yeah. Because you're on the Ultra tier where you're only 1 month behind.
Right.
Yeah. Did it release issue 2 for Green Lantern?
No.
It will be the first one that's going on the app in a week or so.
Yeah.
I'm not even mind that I'm not behind because it don't even really. By the time y'all talk about the second one, I've just read the first one. Is now the type of cycle that we're in.
I like that we get the perspective of someone who's reading a month behind. I'm thinking about investing in that myself, man. I'm not gonna lie, because a whole bunch of books that I missed that I just want to get all of.
Good $12.
Yeah, $12 for basically only being a month behind. Like if you read 3 books a month, you've paid for the subscription.
Yeah,
and surprisingly, I've done with Absolute. The Batman's, the Superman's, this one right here, Flash.
One day we're going to get to a point where they're going to release a date and people are going to have a fucking meltdown, but that's another conversation. Ultimate Black Panther. Anyone else read this? Can I take off or no?
You're going to have to, yeah.
Okay. So, real quick, the suit is clean. Look at the wheels.
I peeped the purple do-rag.
Come on, bro.
I see you coming through. I see you shining.
You definitely are.
Yeah, in all seriousness, it's following T'Challa, still going through Wakanda, doing kin shit. He has to leave Wakanda briefly because of the dark vibranium that's going on. Vibranium is absorbed a lot of negative energy, literally, for God knows how long. And the physical embodiment of that is running around in Africa. So his suit, the reason he changed suits is because that has no vibranium in it at all. Vibranium, literally, like the dark vibranium, became its own entity and fucked with his mind. Like made him go a little crazy.
Like a symbiote type of deal.
It's similar. It is running around from body to body. And it's running around from body to body, wreaking havoc. And they're in Nigeria right now because that's where it's hiding in, doing a whole bunch of bad shit. That's what it comes down to. Some Nigerian oligarch is not taking T'Challa and Roro seriously about like, yo, the shit is here. We know it's here. If you just listen to us, we can help you. Things go badly for him. And it looks like things are about to go badly for the kingdom.
Okay.
At the end of the issue, it turns out that they don't have to worry about just the dark vibranium. There's a literal gateway that's being created because of the dark vibranium. And we don't know where that shit's leading to. And it just opened up in the middle of Nigeria.
Oh, no.
Just about to get interstellar right here. Talking about dark vibranium. That sounds like some dark matter, dark galaxy type shit.
It's listen, the book is great. The art is great. They had a fill-in artist last issue, and I did barely notice because he did a great job. Stefano Caselli is back on art, and it looks incredible. The action, it's a quick read, but not in a annoying way. Like the action flows so well that I before I realize it, I'm only 5 minutes in or like 10 minutes in. I'm like, damn, I'm almost done with this book.
Good little flow though.
It's great flow, and I just love the fact that T'Challa, even though it's not in the mainline universe, is finally just doing shit that I want. Like I want him to take care of business, kick some ass, not be a total sociopath, and still have to struggle with the decisions he's making. That's just what I want.
So what would you say is your favorite aspect of this book compared to the main continuity, Black Panther?
Right now, main continuity Black Panther doesn't really exist. You know, he was a vampire for a little bit recently, which was, I didn't read all that all the way through. Before that, he was literally an outlaw in Wakanda, which was, I read the first couple issues. I love Evel Ewing, who wrote that. Wasn't my favorite. And on top of that, before that, he was kind of mid. Like John Ridley was writing him, and he's constantly made bad decisions, and it was just not the Black Panther that I appreciate. To put it simply, I love the fact that in this continuity, he's doing what I've always wanted him to do. Like I said earlier, making kingly decisions and being the focal point, the balancing point between Wakanda making progress and Wakanda losing itself. He is the fulcrum. He is the king. He is the reason why everything stays balanced. And heavy is the head that holds the crown. I appreciate that. He has to make some decisions that some people may not like, and he lives with them.
Okay.
I was gonna say, is 15 like this seems like one of them higher ultimate counts? Like is this one of the ones that first started it?
It is. So it was the second ultimate book to come out. And I'm here for the ride. I hope it goes on as long as possible. The writer, Brian Edward Hill, he said that, you know, he's trying to basically mix Black Panther lore with like a Dune level story.
Oh, that's a big.
I know, and I can see it. I can see it because he's facing some real dark choices here, man. Like, this dark vibranium shit isn't just like, oh, it's literally dark. No, like an entity comes out of the negative energy that Africa's been pouring into it for centuries, and it beat the dog shit out of the king and ran.
Yeah, this is some next level threat right here.
Not a commentary right there to say anything else. Yeah,
we could talk about that commentary about how, like, you know, African traditions and some of the poor choices we made in Africa, relying on the riches from materials, can literally harm us if we don't use them for the right reasons. You know, I don't want to get all woke on us right now, but I'm seeing all those things. And if you don't see those things, Black Panther's beating the shit out of people.
Yeah. Especially the concept of just like the natural resource of the continent is manifesting itself with all the negative energy and turning into something bad. Like that's especially what's going on right now in the world and this resource war that is necessarily starting. Even that concept is like art imitates life.
Art imitates life. Very good, very deep story, and I love where it's going. And I say all that to say I want to talk about something way less deep right now, and that is medieval Spawn.
Way less deep. But
way less deep.
But
for now, we don't know. It could be, you know.
Listen, I'm not here to shit on the book. I think the book is just fine. I think it's just fine.
Yeah.
I just yapped away for like 7 minutes straight. Phil, you got any? Oh, I don't think you read it, huh?
I did not read Medieval Spawn, but so let me pick your brain on this, right? Because I am a fan of Spawn. Spawn is one of the first like comic book runs that I started just independent of like the stuff that I started with my dad.
Yeah.
So Spawn is near and dear. It's also one of the first R-rated movies I ever saw. And not to mention the cartoon on HBO that I wasn't supposed to be watching that I was watching anyway. Like
fire.
Yeah, like Spawn is literally like the guy. So I'm gonna pick your brain on this, right? So with this Spawn, where does it take place in the canon for Spawn?
In medieval times.
Okay. So is it like so is he like one of the first Hell Spawn, or is he just like some random nigga?
He's one of them.
Is it a nigga? That's another question.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a white man.
Oh, well, Can't win them all. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I feel
I'm not
better
gonna
that
lie to
I
you.
read the actual Spawn today than like the first issue. Shout out to Image Comics. Everyone go to Image Comics and read the first issue of Spawn. It's like
Yeah.
not too much pages. Just go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's iconic actually. It's brought a lot of the grimdark that we see now stems from Spawn.
Yeah. Quite
A
literally.
lot a lot of the action scenes that we see from a lot of comics comes from Todd McFarlane, who made Spawn. And,
Yeah.
so.
All right. So give me brief rundown.
That's I guess that's the first issue cover.
Number one.
Look at that. Just fucking.
Yeah, them colors for. See, so that's the thing. I was kind of alluding to last episode, Phil, with the colors, but the dark. As far as Don and on creator going into Ghost in the Shell goes, like they could pull it. They could pull it.
Yeah, they could figure it out.
This is still dark. Like, let's not.
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
Also, super fucking 90s.
Yeah, with the dark elements, for sure.
Yeah. He's a literal hellspawn.
The quintessential 90s.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Look at all cool chains.
Yeah, hella chains. It's very early Hot Topic, fresh in the mall. So Justin, with Medieval Spawn, what's the first book? Give me Clifton, like what happens.
All right. I'm sure there's some super deep lore behind all this, but I gotta say, I'm not the hugest Spawn reader or fan. Like, I love him for what he is. This Spawn is on a mission in England in 1443. He sees a kid named Richard. He talks about like Richard's a piece of shit. Basically, we should have never picked this little nigga up. There's a town infected, because why not, with a whole bunch of demons. They go through the town, slaughter all of them. The whole reason they're out looking out for whatever is because they're looking for a person named something Fitzroy. Jeffrey Fitzroy, yeah. It's Jeffrey Fitzroy. He stole like an amulet, and magical dark powers are ensuing. In their search for them, they come across Richard in the shitty town. They slaughter all the demons, which were the townsfolk that got infected. They come across Jeffrey, and Jeffrey is a dumbass who is hearing voices in his head.
Tough.
And that's a great cover.
Hard, boy.
Yeah. He's hearing voices in his head, and apparently the voices won't stop unless he commits a whole bunch of atrocious acts for Abraxas. Abraxas says, if you kill all these people and let me out of my cell I've been in for whatever, hundreds of years, I'll free all the voices from you. And this dumbass believes him. Long story short, Richard helps kill Jeffrey. Spawn finishes the final blow. And then Richard joins Medieval Spawn's gang of merry murderers to do whatever they do.
Merry murderers is crazy.
That's what they do. They kill people and they run shit and they take shit over. And it ends with Medieval Spawn saying, I should have killed this little nigga. He's speaking from the future, saying Richard is a piece of shit. Yeah. And you know what? People gave a lot of shit to Spawn, but I want to shout out Todd McFarlane. During the pandemic, he saw the opportunity to just like have a surge of Spawn. They were hitting issue 300 and people were just in the house more. And he put out a whole bunch of books. I read King Spawn, which was very good. Apparently The Scorched, which is a team of Spawns, was serviceable. Gunslinger Spawn sold well. I can never fault a man for making comics more accessible and boosting their sales.
Yeah. Also, he's in it for the love of the game because he doesn't have to do it. He's already solidified as one of the greatest comic book creators of all time.
That's right.
And he's still just like, fuck it. I'm throwing shit at the wall. I got whatever you want. You want Spawn? You want Spawn with 2 cats? Guess what? Spawn got 2 cats now.
To be fair, the person that wrote this is Rory McConville, which is funny because similar to your name. And the artist is Marco Itri. But still, it's all stuff that's okayed by Todd McFarlane.
It's interesting too when you think about the concept of like building an IP and now it just lives beyond you and people can like pick it up. It's almost like what happened with like Lovecraft and how that's a whole thing in itself.
Yeah, for sure. And this issue was fun. It was serviceable. If you want to just have a good old time, you don't want to think about anything. You want to see cool shit, killing other cool shit. Buy this book. Have a good old time.
Just like the Predator. Who's Predator going up against right now?
Ooh, the Beast.
It's Predator versus Spider-Man right now. I think that just released. I didn't pick that up.
Oh, they're making a Predator movie.
Yeah, the new Predator movie. Yeah, the big joint.
Yeah, and we get to see the Predator being a fucking Predator. Yeah. So this is the first time that we've seen that. So yeah.
Yo, they had Predator versus Black Panther. The Predator Black Panther fought was actually like an outcast from his tribe or whatever, which is similar to the Predator in this new trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I like the Predator versus Black Panther, and the person that made this also directed Prey. So I think I'm gonna check that movie out when it comes out.
Oh, 100%.
The Hulu one.
Yeah.
So they're rebuilding that IP kind of from the ground up with like the Alien Romulus, and then the Alien TV show that's coming out as well. And now we get a Predator movie. And in the Predator movie, some of the skulls on the wall are of other aliens that we've seen in other popular franchises. Like I believe one of them is one of the aliens from Independence Day. There's a T-Rex skull. There's a Xenomorph skull on there. So it's like we're slowly getting this over-expansive, like almost like universe because they're in fucking space. But like, yeah, and even like the robot that's in the Predator movie is a synthetic from the Weyland Corporation.
Yeah,
which is from Alien.
Science.
So now we're starting to get the crossing of the two.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And that's how you build the universe. You don't just throw a bunch of shit out of the wall. Looking at you, DC.
They're getting there, though.
They're getting there.
Now.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
Shout out to James Gunn.
Shout out James Gunn. All right. Our next topics are the Don Don Season 2 theatrical release, which I'm bricked up for.
Yeah, you and those aliens.
I've been yapping for a little bit, and I want to hear what Desmond has to say about this, man. How you feel about season 2 getting a theatrical release in May, which is kind of crazy.
I'm kind of hyped.
It's coming June. My bad, I lied to the people.
June, but the second season is coming out in July, so it'll be the first 3 episodes of it, and then that's the movie, and then you'll get that the first 3 seasons in the start of July. But it's pretty good. It's the haunted house arc and the evil eye arc, far as Don goes. It's picking up volume 5 right where they went to Gigi's house where his parents, backstory with that. It looks promising. This image alone is kind of getting me hyped.
Wait.
I'm kind of over the trend of packing the first 3 episodes into a movie and then giving us that as the first 3 episodes of the season.
Yeah. I mean,
because it's like granted, it's money. I get it. Capitalism is a thing, but like from an artistic standpoint of like you just giving me the first 3 in the movie, which I will 100% go see because that's an hour and a half of time right there.
Right.
I can just watch it consecutively without anything, and then I gotta wait for it to come out, and then wait 3 weeks to get past that, and then I can continue to watch.
Yeah, it's the other end of the double-edged sword there. You get to see it a month early, but by the time you get to episode 3, you done waited the peak amount of waiting there.
Exactly. Because now I've waited a month for the 3 episodes to finish so I can watch, and they're not adding new content to the 3 episodes. It's just the movie chopped up into 3 segments and shit.
I will say this, I didn't get to see the Gundam movie, but the way that it sounds now, that how Justin said it was the first 3 episodes, and that took out even longer for us to get it now than by the time people didn't seen the movie. So it is what it is. I mean, if anime is going to make this amount of money doing the theatrical stuff, I have no issue with it.
Yeah. I guess I just want more from the properties that like I invest my time and energy into. I just want more because they can do more. It just costs money to do more, and they have the money to do it, but they put that into like other avenues and stuff, which is cool. It was totally fine, but it's just the rehashing of the stuff. But even like to Justin's point with the Gundam, the way it was broken down, you said you liked the new order of the episodes because it was different. You said episode 2 was the first thing that they showed you in the movie, right?
I did. Yeah, I do like it.
I like episode 2 felt like an intro into the universe, whereas episode 1, the way it exists now, drops us right in the middle.
It does.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Yeah, this part of the story and Dananron is pretty good though. I mean, it's only going to be a 12 episode season 2. So by the time they get past where they're going to end it with the movie with Gigi, it could take for a nice little cliffhanger on what part of the arc are they going to end on.
Have you read Dananron's manga?
I've only just started reading it. That's how I know it started off with volume 5. Ooh, peak.
My bad. I didn't mean to put that up early. My bad.
You good?
Oh yeah, it don't let you cue it.
Yeah, but to your point, the last thing I'll say is like Dananron does get fucking crazy. It honestly might, like, when it gets to that point in the story, it might be like anime of the year contender. So
I can't wait. I can't wait for it. Second season, second parts, like what we're about to start.
This is
Bars.
Vortex. Let's see.
Part 2 of Boruto is going to begin, and you know what that means. It is 2 Blue Vortex time.
And the one shot they had to animate that.
They do have to animate the one shot for real. That'd be beautiful. So let's start with the resident Boruto hater, Phil.
Dog, I hate this shit so much. All right. All right. Okay. I will be very brief. I will be very quick. I'm looking at the timer. I got 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
As far as anything else that the other big 3 have done, we've seen continuations of their manga. Yes, One Piece is still ongoing, and we're getting Bleach's final arc now. So we're getting continuations of the stories that we've been following since we were kids. I understand the need to do a part 2, which is what Naruto has always done, is like we do a time skip and then we get into the later lives. But Boruto was basically character assassination on all of the favorite characters that we grew up with. Naruto grew up to be a deadbeat dad who wasn't there for his kids when he can make literal clones of himself. None of the other ones in the village are essentially doing anything. Sasuke is he's disappeared somewhere doing Shadow Hokage stuff. And there's still this whole world that was never fully explored outside of the original series. And I think just from a fan standpoint, something I would have rather than Boruto being a whiny child for about 30 episodes, give me the first Great Ninja War. Give me the second Great Ninja War. Because those were the things that people were asking for. Give me the original Seven Swordsmen of the Mist. Like, give me Guy's dad going 8 gates, fighting them to the death. Like, give me Kakashi's dad. Give me the reason why Minato has a run-on sight order during a war. Give me second Hokage's term. Give me fucking the third Hokage in his prime. Like, there's so many other stories to tell that are just left on the table for the sake of Boruto, which, by the way, episode 22 of Boruto was parent-teacher conferences. You know what episode 22 of Naruto was? And I'm paraphrasing. It might not be 22. It's around the same time. They were doing the fucking tuning exams. Gaara had murdered 2 people by that.
Well, you definitely went over your 2 minutes of whatever you were talking about.
No, you can get your I want you to get all your shit off. Like, go ahead. Like,
yeah, you just set the timer. I'm just clocking you.
All right, I just feel like it was a thing that nobody asked for, and then we got it, and we still don't know really what's going on in the series. But like, how long has Boruto been out?
Well, I got to push back in. We know what's going on in the series. The series actually as far as the manga goes, there is a clear storyline there. And Boruto,
Sarada.
Yeah, Sarada shout out to that Mangekyo Sharingan bitch.
When did Boruto come out?
Huh?
When did Boruto come out?
I don't know, probably like 2006, 2017, something like that. Maybe even earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up. But no, I think all your points are valid, and art is subjective. So like, I can't say you're wrong for saying I don't like the fact they did this stuff. I will say I don't think that Boruto character assassinated any of my characters that I really like. I think that we look at the past with rosy colored glasses and we unfortunately want more of what we felt. I'm never going to feel as great as I did when I read Naruto beating Pain for the first time when I was like 15, 16. Like, I accept those stories for what they are, and then I kind of want to move forward. When I hear things, because you're not the only person to say that, but when I hear things like that, I feel like it's the Star Wars effect, how everyone swore that they wanted to see how Darth Vader became Darth Vader, and then it happened and everyone shitted on it. I don't think that our expectations are going to ever match up to what will be produced. I actually don't care about seeing the other Great Ninja Wars because I know the result and it's never going to feel as whole. And at some point in time, they show us enough of the past, it will not line up with what happened in the present. That happened and as much as I liked it, in the Minato special, where the way he learned Rasengan and the time that he learned it doesn't make sense to the canon of the story.
Yeah, with the two wars.
Yeah.
Yes. Naruto is full of holes. And Boruto, just real quick, Boruto came out 2016.
Okay, so I wasn't off. My internal clock isn't that far off. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I like the Boruto series for what it is right now. It's actually one of the quality-wise, one of the better mangas, like, period, I would say, that are being put out on shelves. And I want to see that story because part 2 is when shit gets crazy. Boruto is a fugitive. He's running around murking people. He's got new versions of Rasengan that make you dizzy for the rest of your life.
I think a lot of cool shit
happening. Yeah. Sarda is a badass. Like, there's this tension between Boruto and Kawaki because, nigga, I know. I don't know. I think it's great, and I'd like to see the continuation. I'm never one for a prequel. I'm never one for the past. That's a personal thing. That's a me thing.
That's fair. I'll give it a fair shake. I will read it from an objective standpoint as a fan of Naruto and knowing how the original series goes.
And that's the best medium to do it with Boruto. Do not watch that shit because, like
you said, Boruto
is 60% filler. So just read it. By the time you get to like the 6th or 7th chapter, past the tuning exams, all the other shit, you will have to go to like maybe episode 30, 40 for them to have anywhere near covered that.
Well, let me tell you, Phil, you have a great point about what they're doing with the anime and stuff. That anime was an affront to the story because they dragged everything out and they put a whole bunch of filler in there because the ratings were strong enough for kids to watch. I'm not with that shit. At the end of the day, Naruto's my favorite story of all time. What Naruto did with its story was incredible and wonderful, and I'll always hold it dear, flaws and all. But the anime was literally 50% fillers. Let's never forget that. When it comes to Studio Pierrot, they will always put filler in some shit that they shouldn't when it's ongoing. That's just what they do. I've accepted that. So I haven't watched most of the anime because I don't watch fillers.
Didn't they make Bleach too?
And they had literal whole arcs of just filler, Phil.
Yeah. I remember that shit. Yeah.
That's probably like a 40% right there at Bleach.
Yeah.
So
make it work.
The animes that they create, although clearly they make a lot of money from merchandising and licensing and ratings, it is filled with a whole bunch of stuff that pollutes some of my favorite stories. So I disregard them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a fair shake. Desmond, what do you think of you're caught up on the manga and all that too?
Yeah, I'm reading the latest chapters of Boruto.
Okay. In terms of the power system, has it changed? Or is there still like more nuance with it, or like what?
I mean, there's still, with ninja tech stuff, that's still in the phase a little bit more upward than it was in the tuning exam as part of the story goes, but it's really, senjutsu, taijutsu, ninjutsu still for the most part. I'm not too sure. Senjutsu, that's a new concept, right? That wasn't really explored in Shippuden, right?
No,
It's just
Senjutsu.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a Naruto thing, I think.
It's nature energy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's how the whole Baryon mode, I believe, came about. So, you know, it's a little bit more up the scale, and it has to, as far as like storytelling wise, to get you to believe in Naruto's son and daughter, who is also out here murking niggas.
For real.
Yeah.
She's the main MC in my eyes. She's the one who gonna save it, and the starter will be the Hokage. But and just for starter, she just set her goals straight. You know, she knows she want, and her man. You know what I'm saying?
My man.
You know, it's not like a shit pie, but you know, I'm rooting for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm excited. Can't wait. They said production's already started, so we'll get some more announcements soon. Just want to shout out Boruto. Yeah.
Bring Black Clover back too, man. That anime deserves its end.
Well, the manga hasn't ended yet, so
Yeah, but it's not too far out.
Okay.
We'll see. The way that they release the stories, like once every like 3 months. I don't know, bro.
I say Black Clover ends by like this time next year.
Maybe.
2028.
Nah.
If we're lucky.
But see, that's hiatus with that. And maybe I would say One Piece, but you know, that's not going to be the case because it's still going to be going on because the story never ends.
Bruh said 5 years 2 years ago, so he got 3 years.
Hey man, let Oda cook, okay? Let Oda cook. Let that boy cook.
Bro, how about Kizaru squaring up with Luffy, bro?
The speed blitz. I love a good speed blitz in anime. Nothing beats it. Because it only, that concept only exists in anime, really. Like, you don't really see that in, like,
I guess you're right.
action films and shit. Unless they're inspired by anime.
Which is the most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Kizaru versus Luffy was everything that we needed and more. Luffy is a dog, and he's an emperor, bro. You cannot sleep on
Luffy.
Base form Luffy. So does that mean Luffy scales to light speed now?
No. No, not at all. One Piece scaling is odd, bro. I don't know. Does he literally move at light speed, or is he light that moves really fast? I don't know.
Which one?
I don't know.
Is he just fast?
Yeah, well, Oda, you probably never know, actually.
Nah, I mean, he be turning shit into rubber, so
yeah.
It's technically a Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it's Toon Force energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This might be.
I actually watched the episode.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching it. I didn't really cared too much to read with it, but you know, the visuals were, because you know, I'm not really too much of the story. I don't know build up wise how hype this is. I'm just watching pretty much blind.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of build up.
Yeah. Do you remember what happened with Luigi Mangione?
Yo.
This is like that. For all intents and purposes.
But my man's pulled up. He pulled up on Go.
Yeah, I just love. I said this before. This is my favorite Luffy moment. Well, the last episode where he like didn't have any words and just attacked first and remembered his name. Like, that's right. Pull up. Mm-hmm. Don't laugh at everything, bro. You want to get your get back. Good.
Yeah. I fucks with it, yo. Honestly, like One Piece is cooking right now.
Yeah, this might be my favorite arc of One Piece. Egghead?
Yeah.
Because there's lore drops and there's action and people are serving purposes. I love the finding out of Kuma's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry Bonnie became one of my favorite characters. I don't like how they gave her extra huge titties, even though we found out she was a girl. That was weird.
Child, as a baby,
little 12-year-old.
Yeah,
weird choice animators, but whatever.
Yeah, I think One thing I like about One Piece is the fact that yes, it is ongoing, but they still consistently give us new and different things. It's not the same thing, even though yes, Luffy is like a terrorist basically. In the eyes of the world government,
Basically,
he's a terrorist.
he's a terrorist. He
For all-
literally lit the world's flag on fire and said, "I'm going to war with you." That's terrorism.
yeah, basically. But like the fact that they still keep giving us new information and new stuff, and it doesn't feel recycled like that happens in anime, especially with something that's been going on that long.
Yeah.
Well, Desmond, I'm excited for you to take this journey because One Piece is going to have the cultural zeitgeist in the chokehold for the next couple months.
Well, while we're on this journey together, Phil. while we're on this journey together, this is a group effort between all of us. Let's talk about the other peak anime going on this season with Bay putting 1 and 2 together. Unfortunately, what happened to her sisters?
Yeah.
This is going in more so with the storyline of doppelgangers. Remember that Amaterasu, for what reason, looks like Iris. You know, you do with that information you will.
Mm-hmm.
We got and she's just putting the pieces together, which is a real dark element in the story. They haven't really touched too much on doppelgangers. The first time was when Shima and Arthur were fighting against Haran and Arrow in Asakusa. And the second time we get a mention was when I believe his name was Kinro, lieutenant for Binoa. He was basically fighting in an inferno that was his doppelganger. So you know, this is some deep level story going on right now.
New Lord.
Man, Fire Force just reminds me not to trust the government.
Man.
Just like One Piece, but yes.
Yeah.
Don't trust the government. Don't trust the church.
Nope.
We get to see Burns heat up to stage 2.
Fire. No pun intended. But
no pun intended.
Yeah.
Man, it's really only going to turn up.
Yeah, Shinra's going to need that Adola burst.
Facts.
He's got the Joker with him.
Yeah. One Piece not One Piece. Fire Force does a good job of like crossing the religious aspect of it.
Yeah.
And just the typical shonen bullshit.
Because there's a whole bunch of it in here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even like the whole religion around firefighting. And most of the stuff that they do with like the firefighting stuff makes actual real world practical sense.
Yeah.
We're about to have Tamaki's moment. Her lecture lore storyline continues.
I am here for that.
Now we are here for the fan service both ways. Keep it cunty, man. Look at that back.
Keep it cunty. We need a beefcake.
You know, he's Irohing in prison, getting his Uncle Iroh on. And yeah, he's like, y'all just gonna leave me here? I'm gonna be stronger than I ever was. And I was already fucking strong, unpowered.
Bro, stacked like a brick shit house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this season we could already tell where it's going.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Fire Force is some very, very deep lore.
It's divided into 2 parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that second part is gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
that's the Arthur part right there, man.
I'm very excited for that fight, to see that fight animated.
Yeah.
That's where the budget is going for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did y'all watch GQUUUUUUX this week?
I did. This was one of my favorite episodes, actually. Like I like the way that her voice actor does like the high schooler type of vibe.
Yeah, Machu's voice actor has got some range.
You said she liked how she sounds as a high schooler, Desmond?
Bro, he was wild.
Flipping that one, baby.
Is that what you said? What did he say?
What did he say?
You know what? And I interacted with her voice actor on Threads today, like in real life. So that was a wild statement to say. but yeah.
Now, honestly, GQUUUUUX, I still don't understand the name, but like I'm here for it.
They said it was like a placeholder, and as far as the system goes.
Yeah.
When they were trying to figure out how to pronounce it, like they did the little, oh, how do you say this title of Gundam?
And they literally said it.
Yeah.
GQUUUUUUX.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm here for it. It should look.
They did a good job of explaining the new type, the MAV aspect of it. I could definitely see how this maybe exposition wise was the part in the movie where they was like, maybe this is better off as the third episode to piece it all together.
I like the John with Char because it's the subversion of the history, because that shit never happened.
With the red, you talking about with the red Gundam?
Yeah, but the fact that they took it and then flipped it, and that's why Zeon isn't, because normally like the Gundam, like the Federation, like they have their fight with Zeon and then it's over.
Yeah, because the Gundam is the game breaker. They can't beat the Gundam.
Yeah, but this nigga hijacked the Gundam and was like, nah, this shit mine, dog.
It'd be like if the Nazis found out how to make an atomic bomb.
Jesus Christ.
But I did have a
that's the exact thing, bro.
It is though, but let's still, you right.
The psychoma aspect part of it, like how the new types kind of control it with their mind. How does that all? Can you care to give a little bit more lore into it?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So
Justin.
Sure. Yeah. So
this is the Gundam guy right here.
Gundam God.
I've been a Gundam boy for a little bit. I've been going Gundam crazy lately. I was about to buy a $300 jacket just because it had the Xeon patches on it, and I was like, I'm tripping. Let me get the fuck away from my phone.
And it crossed your mind. Justin's pretty frugal.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball? Question mark.
Hard question mark, right. And then backspace. So yeah, new types are a newer phenomenon in whatever universe this may be. This is an alternate version of the universal century, where people have been in space so long that they've evolved to having basically an extra sense of things around them. Like you don't have to necessarily see something to know it's behind you or far away from you, blah, 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 blah. Think of it like Spider Sense, Daredevil's radar, something akin to that. Because they have that extra sense with the Psychomu, it connects to their thoughts and it helps them control the Gundam for faster reaction speed. So you don't have to manually, you just think it and move, which is a crazy advantage. Now, there are people in the original Universal Century, if I remember correctly, Amuro Ray was one of the first people to be born with as a new type that wasn't born in space. He was born like on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So with more of those people popping up, it's like creating this weird. Long story short, they're making the evolution of this is people being trained for better soldiers. Yeah. This thing that usually helps people understand the world around them better makes them a better weapon. And that's what this is leading into.
Overthrowing the government.
So that's the theme here with Japan.
I'm noticing that child soldiers and overthrowing the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's must show a constant in that meeting for sure.
I will say that I like that they're talking about the whole new type thing a little bit more now, because if you guys remember, there was this weird flow state she went into before her new type abilities kind of blossomed a little bit.
Right.
And where she called it the Kira. I don't remember that in any other. Yeah. I don't remember that any other Gundam thing. And it looks like to me, that they're entering a state of consciousness where they're all connected, kind of like the Force or something like that. And that's where Char as Naval disappeared to when he went kind of overdrive with his Psycho Kama.
Yeah. We've never gotten I'm sure we've gotten it in like smaller pockets, but like clear explanation of this is a new type, this is a map, this is what the story is, this is what they do. Because I've always had a vague understanding of new types, but I just knew that they were like niggas with extra powers. Didn't know where they came from, really, just that
they got them. They're born with them.
Yeah, like those are the people that pilot Gundams. And now we're getting all this extra lore about it from like
she did a little battle off the strength of needing some money.
Hey, listen, economic times are hard.
Hey, but she found that man pretty quick. The spray painter dude.
Yeah,
he seems like a cool character. He just need to stop sniffing Women. You thought what I was talking about the how it sounded like high school. Like that was way out of pocket. I'm not about to sniff 2 different women within just the first 5 minutes of meeting them.
I feel like they have a chance to do something normal, and they're like, "Yeah, but what if?"
Let's make him have some type of weird, off-putting thing about him.
It's giving fully coolly.
It is
for sure.
I said it last week. Animation style, all that.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. I love
very,
fully too.
Very 90s.
Even down to the robot that's hanging on his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fucks with it. Honestly,
I'm loving it.
I was a hater at first, but I've been converted by the Gundam God, Justin.
I've been a hater.
Also, to be Hero X, my man Firm was out here black excellencing.
That's a black man?
Yeah.
It's just the fire part.
That's hard for you to see.
Yeah, but he's definitely a black man.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't watch this episode. Not because I didn't want to. I genuinely forgot. Genuinely. So take off on this one. I ain't got shit to say.
Yeah, it's all you.
All right, so I forgot the regular person's name who became nice, but anyway, they were telling the hero about Firm, and he's basically a regular firefighter. You know, we just got off of Fire Force, and he's going in a burning building to save this little white girl. And that's what's happening. And you can see them. Yes, if he was a black man, he is, and he's saving this little white girl.
Shout out to Shannon Sharp.
You know, he was not saving that little white girl with the baby gravy. Anyway, the debris falls on him. He has to stand firm, and so the way to describe that, what his power is, he can't bend it down. Like he can't do any of that shit. Like he is always standing firm, and it's weird. They built a statue with him. He was getting high up there in the hero ranks, and the girl that he's saving. Mild spoilers. This is the whole storyline. She didn't like how the reception of him came after it because he didn't say that he got the strength to hold this debris for so long until help came because of the girl. You know, he was thinking about giving up. She was the one giving him the strength. So when the interview came through, he was like, you know, I just wanted to stand firm for the girl, but you know, that just built his public perception as, oh, he was strong, da-da-da-da-da. You know, they're looking at him and his, you know how the power system goes with the To Be Hero X, you know, this person who would never be unfirm. So it was a nice little episode.
Again, what are you laughing at, Phil?
It was cool to see the representation. Obviously, Hero saves him and the day and gains more in popularity, but yeah.
I'm not mature enough for this.
So
you just gotta watch the episode.
His power is literally being bricked up all the time. He literally just firm.
That's literally the power.
That's it. He can't bend or fold nothing. He's just
can't tie his boot. Somebody else probably did that shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is kind of OP though. He is kind of nice.
Yeah, until you put something on the ground in front of him.
Crazy concept. Crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised you didn't watch it though, Justin.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't want to watch it because I liked episode 2 so much. I genuinely
you can't forget because this schedule for as anime goes, this is going.
Yeah,
I did just see it pop up on Crunchyroll today, or at least my Crunchyroll that I get through like the website that I'm not gonna say because fuck free promo. I started watching it today. I'm on the middle of episode like 2 right now, so I'm gonna catch up.
To be Hero X.
Yeah.
It's good, man. I'm sure I'm gonna like this episode too.
This was a good episode too. I don't know if y'all been watching Yaiba, but
yeah, hit us with the shits.
All right, so after Yaiba lost to Onimaru, that's the guy who I forgot name last episode, his rival in Samurai, who has gotten the Fujikin sword, which is the wind spirit in their lore, and Yaiba has gone at the defeat, trying to get the sword for the thunder god, the Raijin sword. And as you see here, it's just a little maybe middle schooler age, elementary school boy whose father is a nice ass samurai, and he's about to live in the footsteps because the sword that they are going to go get can only have been picked. It's like an Arthur type sword, only the hero, and they've been waiting for that for like 200 years or so. So to see him cry over the loss, which was kind of cheating because, like I said, the rivalry or Oimaru had just gotten the Wind God sword, so he turned into an Ani, a demon, and could doing powers and shit while they're sparring with the sword. Plus, he had a real sword, like a blade. They usually have like I don't want to say kendo stick, but that type of sword when they're doing the samurai stuff. Yeah, but that's him.
That art looks beautiful.
With the Thunder God sword. It's a good. I think this is episode 3 or 4. It's pretty good for this to be something from the 90s. Like they're really putting the time and effort into it.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that they're bringing this back. I'm probably, it's because my fucking schedule is so stacked. I'm probably not going to catch up with this season if I do it all. But I appreciate for what it is, man. You know, little niggas swapping swords. Pause. Why?
Crazy.
Flag on the play.
Why?
That was wild. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you can't say enough. I mean, this spring, between the books I'm reading, manga, comics, and the animes I'm watching, I mean, this has been one of the most entertaining seasons I've ever had of any.
Is there anything you can get us prepared for Free Comic Day? What you got, Justin?
Ooh, bomba clot. I mean, Marvel and DC always have something that will be showing what they're going to plan towards for the next year. So bet on that. I like to go to Free Comic Book Day kind of blind, man, and just enjoy the store, you know. But this year around, I'm gonna break that and try to see what's gonna be up and about.
Why decide before the?
No. I'm not. It's just I have to do some research. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be hard. All my YouTube is filled with comic book shit. Usually, I just like when I see stuff for Free Comic Book Day, I block it for like a month before. I'll just pay attention.
Okay.
Can't wait to see the hauls, and I don't know if you're going to do like a vlog type of deal, but any type of documentation from it, because they got some nice shops out there in Florida, man.
We do got a couple nice shops. Shout out to Coliseum and Comics, both of them that are around me. Shout out to Gotham City Limits. That's probably my favorite store in Jacksonville. It's the one I'm subscribing. Yeah. Oh, well, they're pretty good on social media too.
We got suggestions.
What for the stores I go to?
Nah, just for how it goes
for next week, or for what to read.
Just our recommendations, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! It has been like an hour. We've been yapping. Boy, I'm gonna have to go Martian Manhunter once again. A triumph. Can't say enough about
it. Issue 2, Martian Manhunter Ultimate. I'm sorry, Absolute.
10 out of 10 bars. That John better win an Oscar. For me, I would say there's a book that I put down recently that I recently picked up again. It is Nice House on the Lake, the sequel, Nice House by the Sea. Yeah. It is a horror comic book, and it's like Lovecraftian horror, but like aliens. I won't like ruin it for anybody, but 10 out of 10, pick up Nice House by the Lake and then Nice House by the Sea.
Get a whole set with that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and recommend My Hero Vigilante and or Yaiba, whichever one. Yaiba, Legendary Samurai is the one we were just talking about. A little 3-4 episodes. My Hero Vigilante was kind of wild this episode. There's
it's a lot going on with that show.
Yeah, Pop Step had to deal with some slimy dude who just wanted to touch her.
I have
And
opinions.
exactly how that sounds.
I've heard strong opinions, but next time on Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Damn, that's episode 10.
We've been talking for like an hour. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with us?
In the books. Damn.
All right, guys.
got
Thank you for your time. Another great episodes. Catch us next week, where we will be talking about the stuff for New Comic Book Day, and I'm probably going to make a quick video. Okay, bye.